Glory to Ukraine, glory to brave Ukrainian army. We will definitely win. Ukraine stands, Ukraine's fighting for the whole democratic world against terrorist Russia, terrorist state. More beauties, more roses are still blooming during the first flush in my Ukrainian garden nearby Lviv, one of the biggest cities in Ukraine, and I'm willing to show you this beauty and tell a couple of words about each variety and how it behaves here in my region, in my climate, and how it looks during the first flush, first blooming. So this is Alexandrine rose. This is from Milan. If I'm not mistaken, definitely this is France. This is French bread rose, rose variety, and this is Hybridi. Although I must admit that as of me, I would say, and I would call it shrub because of its habit, growth habit, and how big and how strong it could be. I will try to demonstrate a bush to you, the whole view of the bush. Of course, it's not in its the most beautiful, the most attractive state already, but I must admit that this variety, Alexandrine one, it could not, maybe it could, based on climate, on agrotechnics, on the care you apply with. But here in my garden, in my region, I have noticed that from year to year, and even if it become more stronger and stronger from year to year, it still shows not so long-lasting blooming. Each separate flower, its life is pretty short. It could be on the bush for 2 days to 3 days. If 3 days, then I am lucky, I must admit. And in addition, it is highly, not susceptible, but it is highly influenced by winds, by stormy weather, by stormy rains, wind gusts, all of this. It will make the life of flower very short and shorter and shorter, because petals will be falling down very quickly. But it is still a very nice one. It's very interesting one, and of course during the blooming, during the life of the flower, color, it is changing. It starts to bloom in more like this one, more peachy apricot, more intense peachy apricot color, and then it became more lighter and lighter. Its main color became creamy white with shades and notes of this peachy, creamy, etc. It has a very nice fragrance. I adore this fragrance of this variety, one of my favorite one, and of course I adore the form of the flower itself, because it's very old, I would say, nostalgic one. You can see how rich clusters are. This is one branch, and I am not sure how many flowers are on it. And as I mentioned, life of each separate flower is not so long, but still cluster and wave of flush as a result will be pretty long lasting, months and maybe even longer. So yeah, you see the form of flowers, very interesting one, and it will stay. This is its final stage. This is what you can see on the screen. This is its final stage. But yeah, it could change color or shading a little bit, and unfortunately not so long lasting. There will be more, and after this main wave will be finished for this variety. Another beauty, Chartres de Parme, and this is also French bread. I'm not sure whether this is Milan or Guillaume or other, I'm not sure, need to check. But yeah, this is general information, and it could be easily reached. I do not have all the encyclopedic knowledge in my head. So yeah, Chartres de Parme, one of my favorite, also because of its color. As you can see, this is very deep, intense pink, and it is as it is on the screen. On the outer side of the petals it's pretty lighter with some milky white shades, but main color and noticeable color it is pink. Form of the flower is very interesting, and it is pretty I would say pretty, if you would think of this flower, you would remember this form of the flower of this variety, and it is very nicely fragrant. Fragrance is strong. It differs from Alexandrine. Alexandrine is more fresh, I must say. This one is more sweet and more intense. Life of the flower, it is longer a little bit than Alexandrine one, but it is also, or maybe it is, I would say not also, but it is much more influenced by the sun. If we have a very sunny weather, a very hot sunny weather, petals will be spoiled, will be damaged, and of course they will lose attractiveness. It could be influenced by the long-lasting humidity as well. It became, if the bud is not open at all, it could become rotten and globular. This form, this is not so globular as Miriam, for example, or Amazing Grace, but still it could be influenced by humidity, and some of the flowers, a part of the flowers will not be open. But in general, form of the flower is very hybrid tea specific, and this is hybrid tea variety. It has a very high center, and it will stay attractive during the whole opening, or all stages of the flower opening, and even at the end of the flowering it will still be pretty attractive. But I must admit that life of the flower is not so long as of course we want it to be. For example, green fashion, it will be much more longer than Chartreuse de Parme, but still this flower a very nice one and very attractive. Yeah, of course this is not fully covered with flowers, because some of clusters and it blooms mostly in clusters, not so huge, not so big, but still. So yeah, most clusters are already finished. They're blooming for the first flush, and they are starting to grow the second or next one. Yeah, next one and second one, because we have mostly our bushes. In my regional list they have 2 flushes, but southern regions they even have more, 3 flushes. So yeah, Chartreuse de Parme, a very nice and attractive variety. Big Purple, and this is very popular here in Ukraine, even if someone does not know the name of this variety. Most probably this is it, because it was bred pretty long ago, and of course it is a classic hybrid tea with classic hybrid tea flower form, very strongly fragrant, and such types of flowers, they are popular and they were popular, and this variety was pretty achievable here in Ukraine even 20 years ago. So yeah, it was planted and it is popular in our gardens. Flowers, they are growing in clusters. They grow in clusters, but clusters not so big as Chartreuse de Parme has, and I must admit that flower and petals, they are also suffering from the sun, from the very hot sun, so their life could be also not so long lasting. One more variety, Japanese bred Paris. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think you have heard it, and maybe it's also popular there in your country. Here, Japanese variety, they become more and more popular, and this variety, it's pretty susceptible to diseases. It's almost naked already, although this is middle of the summer, and unfortunately it is very susceptible to diseases. So to this one I must apply some chemicals, but still they still did not help to completely overcome this disease. Or diseases, maybe there are couple of them. Golden border, I have shown this once, And I want to show you a couple more. Mainly wave is finished, or flush is finished, but there are some varieties which are still attractive. This is Royal Piano, a very young bush, second year in my garden, and it is when I have planted it, I thought that it will be showing as piano. Piano is very stable variety, as I have mentioned to you, but this one, Royal Piano, it's still not so stable, not so fast growing, not so generous, etc. Not sure, maybe because it is pretty young. We'll see what will be further, but as of now I could not say that it is so long lasting, and it is so showing the same as piano main variety, because I think this variety piano, it was the first one, initial one, and then another varieties from this row started to be grown or to be bred. One more beauty. This is Quicksilver, and it's very attractive in color. I have planted it because of color. I adore lavender, this violet colors in roses, and I have planted previously and proceed with this varieties in this color. And while you will be looking at this, watching this color, this nicely flower, I will tell you more words about it later, but first of all I want to remind you. And yesterday Russia terrorist state, they attacked Ukraine with massive attack, massive missile attack. They attacked mostly civilian infrastructure, and among them they have attacked Central Children's Hospital in capital of Ukraine, in Kyiv. They directly and intentionally attacked it by missile. And in addition, they attacked two more hospitals in Kyiv, private women hospital for giving birth to the babies, and another hospital. And now in Ukraine we have the wave of abnormal heat. In Kyiv yesterday it was 35, and maybe even in the places exposed to the sun, maybe even up to 40 degrees Celsius. And after terrorists attacked that cancer kids, because in that hospital, in children's hospital, there are different kids with different diseases, cancer among them. There were kids, children in operation, in the process of operation, in the process of emergency actions. After they have attacked Russia terrorist state, of course, people had to go to the street, and these children, these babies, they were sitting down everywhere they could. And imagine this heat, imagine the not stressful, but dramatic situation, dramatic feelings, shocked situation for such junior people. So they had to sit under the sun exposure during the heat after the shock. And as a result, 39 people, among them 4 kids, 4 children, killed during that attack. And more than 200 people wounded with different levels of injuries. Russian, they do not deserve to be a nation, to be people, to be on our earth, because no creature in the world could directly attack children hospital, except one country, the Russia terrorist state. So one variety, and I would say goodbye to the next video. Very intense color. This should be climber. As of now it is maybe 80 centimeters high, and I expect more. Flowers showing this color from the beginning, from the first flower on the bush, from its first season. It's not so fast growing as I would want it to be, but still it shows something, and more to continue. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, thanks for your comments. Till the next video, and bye.